Emergency preparedness experts, including organizations like the Red Cross, consistently recommend having certain essential items on hand for unexpected situations. Today, I'm going to share 17 items that appear on virtually every major preparedness checklist, explain why each one matters, and show you practical ways to build your emergency supplies systematically. Whether you're dealing with power outages, severe weather, or supply disruptions, having the right items can make a significant difference in your comfort and safety. I've researched recommendations from multiple emergency preparedness organizations and compiled the most commonly suggested items into this comprehensive list. Each item serves multiple purposes and has proven useful in various emergency scenarios. Let me walk you through these 17 essential items and explain why each one earns a place on preparedness lists. Water storage tops every preparedness list because clean drinking water becomes scarce quickly during emergencies. The general recommendation is 1 gallon per person per day stored in food-grade containers. This accounts for drinking, basic hygiene, and food preparation. Having water purification tablets or filters as backup provides additional security. Clean water prevents dehydration and waterborne illness when municipal supplies are compromised. Rice appears on preparedness lists because it's calorie-dense, stores well long-term, and provides versatile meal options. White rice stores longer than brown rice due to lower oil content. Properly stored white rice can last decades. One bag provides thousands of calories and can be prepared multiple ways or combined with other ingredients. Rice also stretches other foods and provides familiar comfort during stressful times. Healthy fats that store well include coconut oil and clarified butter or ghee. These provide concentrated calories and support brain function while remaining stable at room temperature for extended periods. Fats make other foods more satisfying and help your body absorb fat-soluble vitamins. Having cooking fats also enables preparation of a wider variety of meals. Salt serves multiple purposes beyond flavoring food. Your body needs sodium for proper function, especially during stressful situations when you might sweat more. Salt also helps preserve other foods using traditional methods and can be used for cleaning and basic first aid applications. Pure salt without additives stores indefinitely. Quality multivitamins provide nutritional insurance when your diet becomes limited during emergencies. While whole foods are preferable, having vitamins helps prevent deficiency-related health issues when fresh produce isn't available. This is particularly important during extended situations where dietary variety decreases significantly. As I've been researching emergency preparedness, I discovered an interesting resource called The Lost Superfoods that takes a historical approach to food storage. Rather than focusing only on modern emergency foods, it explores how different cultures throughout history preserved food for extended periods without refrigeration or modern technology. What I found valuable about this resource is that it includes detailed nutritional information and preservation techniques that complement basic emergency preparedness. For example, it covers methods for making shelf-stable foods that can last months or years using traditional techniques. It also includes recipes for high-calorie, nutrient-dense foods that take up minimal storage space. The book covers over 126 different foods and preservation methods, including some fascinating historical examples like preservation techniques used during various historical periods when people had to be very creative about food storage. If you're interested in taking your food preparedness beyond basic supplies, it might be worth checking out. I'll include a link in the description. Now let's continue with the remaining items on the preparedness list. Honey provides natural sweetness plus practical benefits. Pure honey has an extremely long shelf life and contains natural antibacterial properties. It provides quick energy and can help with minor throat irritation. Honey also improves the taste of otherwise plain foods, which helps maintain appetite during stressful periods when people often eat less. Oats offer sustained energy and versatility. Steel-cut or rolled oats store well and provide filling, nutritious meals. They can be prepared as hot cereal, added to other dishes, or even ground into flour for baking. Oats provide fiber and help maintain steady blood sugar levels, which is important for sustained energy. Pasta provides familiar comfort food that's easy to prepare and filling. Most people already know how to cook pasta, making it psychologically reassuring during uncertain times. Pasta stores well in sealed containers and requires only boiling water to prepare. It also pairs well with many other stored ingredients. Canned tomatoes add flavor, nutrition, and versatility to meals. They provide vitamin C and can transform simple ingredients into more satisfying dishes. Canned tomatoes can be used in soups, sauces, and many other recipes. Having flavorful ingredients helps maintain appetite and meal satisfaction. Dried beans and lentils provide plant-based protein and fiber. When combined with grains like rice, they create complete proteins containing all essential amino acids. Dried legumes store for many years and expand significantly when cooked, providing substantial nutrition from compact storage. Lentils cook relatively quickly compared to larger beans. Peanut butter offers concentrated calories, protein, and healthy fats in a convenient form. It requires no preparation and provides satisfying nutrition. Peanut butter is familiar to most people and provides psychological comfort. It's also useful for maintaining caloric intake when appetite is reduced due to stress. Baking soda serves numerous practical purposes beyond baking. It can be used for cleaning, neutralizing odors, personal hygiene, and even basic first aid applications. Having multi-purpose items maximizes the value of your storage space while providing flexibility for various needs that might arise. Apple cider vinegar offers culinary and practical applications. It can be used in food preparation, as a natural cleaning agent, and for basic health applications. Vinegar also helps preserve other foods and adds flavor to simple meals. Having acidic ingredients available increases your food preparation options. Sprouting seeds like alfalfa or mung beans provide fresh nutrition from stored seeds. Sprouting requires no soil and produces fresh greens even when fresh produce isn't available. This adds nutritional variety and provides enzymes and vitamins that complement stored foods. Sprouting is also an engaging activity that provides a sense of productivity. Freeze-dried or dehydrated fruits provide vitamins and natural sweetness while taking up minimal storage space. Unlike canned fruits and syrup, dried fruits maintain much of their nutritional content while being lightweight and shelf-stable. They provide natural energy and help satisfy cravings for sweet foods. Coconut oil provides stable cooking fat plus other practical uses. It remains solid or liquid depending on temperature and has natural antimicrobial properties. Coconut oil can be used for cooking, skincare, and other applications. Having versatile fats available supports both nutrition and general health during extended situations. Proper storage significantly extends the life of your emergency supplies. Temperature control is one of the most important factors. Cooler, consistent temperatures dramatically extend shelf life. A basement or interior closet often provides better storage conditions than garages or attics where temperatures fluctuate significantly. Protecting supplies from moisture, light, oxygen, and pests requires proper containers and storage methods. Food-grade buckets with tight-fitting lids work well for bulk items like rice and beans. Mylar bags inside buckets provide additional protection. Oxygen absorbers and desiccant packets help control moisture and oxygen levels that can degrade stored foods. Organizing your supplies makes them more useful and helps you maintain them properly. Label everything with contents and dates. Keep an inventory list so you know what you have and when items should be rotated. Store frequently used items in accessible locations while keeping long-term storage in more protected areas. Rotation prevents waste and keeps your supplies fresh. Use older items first and replace them with fresh supplies. This first-in, first-out approach ensures you're always working with good supplies. It also helps you become familiar with your emergency foods so they don't feel foreign if you need to rely on them. Consider your family's specific needs when building supplies. Account for dietary restrictions, medical needs, and personal preferences. Include comfort foods that provide psychological support during stressful times. Plan for pets if you have them. Customize your supplies rather than following a generic list blindly. Building emergency supplies doesn't require a large upfront investment. A systematic approach spreads costs over time while building comprehensive preparedness. Start with the most essential items, water and basic foods, then gradually add other supplies. This approach is more financially manageable and less overwhelming. Consider starting with a goal of having supplies for 3 days, then expanding to 1 week, then longer periods. This incremental approach builds confidence and allows you to learn what works for your situation. You can adjust your approach based on experience rather than trying to get everything perfect immediately. Take advantage of sales in bulk purchasing when practical. Buying rice, beans, and other staples in larger quantities often provides better value. However, only buy amounts you can store properly and realistically use. Having supplies go bad because of improper storage wastes money and defeats the purpose. Include your family in the planning process. Everyone should know where supplies are stored and how to prepare basic meals from your emergency foods. Practice using your supplies occasionally so everyone becomes familiar with them. This also helps you identify any gaps or issues with your plan. Budget-conscious building might involve purchasing 1 or 2 items each week during regular grocery shopping. This spreads costs over time and makes preparedness more manageable. Even modest weekly additions build substantial supplies over several months. Having supplies is only part of preparedness. Knowing how to use them effectively is equally important. Practice cooking with your stored foods so you know how to prepare them efficiently. Learn multiple preparation methods in case your preferred cooking method isn't available. Water purification skills become crucial when stored water runs low. Learn to use purification tablets, understand boiling requirements, and know how to improvise filtration if necessary. Having multiple purification methods provide backup options if one method fails or isn't practical in your situation. Basic food preservation skills help you make the most of available food. Learn simple methods for extending the life of fresh foods when refrigeration isn't available. Understanding how to properly store opened canned goods, how to tell if food is still safe, and how to prevent spoilage saves resources and prevents illness. First aid knowledge complements your supply preparations. Having medical supplies is valuable, but knowing how to use them properly is essential. Basic first aid training helps you address common issues that might arise when professional medical care isn't immediately available. Communication planning helps you stay connected with family and receive important information during emergencies. Know how to use battery-powered or hand crank radios. Have backup communication methods beyond cell phones. Establish meeting places and contact procedures in case family members are separated. Emergency preparedness is an ongoing process rather than a one-time project. Regular maintenance keeps your supplies in good condition and ensures they'll be useful when needed. Check expiration dates, inspect containers for damage, and replace items as needed. This maintenance routine should happen at least quarterly, with more detailed annual reviews of your entire preparedness system. Developing a maintenance schedule helps ensure you don't overlook important tasks. Create a simple checklist that covers checking expiration dates, testing equipment like flashlights and radios, inspecting storage containers for pest damage, and rotating stock as needed. Some people tie these checks to seasonal activities, like changing smoke detector batteries or switching to winter clothing. Seasonal reviews help you adjust supplies based on changing needs and circumstances. Update clothing for growing children, adjust food quantities for family size changes, and consider new risks or scenarios. What works in summer might need modification for winter conditions. For example, heating requirements, different clothing needs, and seasonal food preferences all affect your preparedness planning. Consider how seasonal changes affect your specific situation. Winter preparedness might require additional heating sources, while summer preparedness might focus more on cooling and water needs. Spring might bring flooding risks in some areas, while fall might bring hurricane or wildfire season considerations. Adjust your supplies and plans based on these seasonal patterns.
Skills maintenance requires periodic practice. If you don't regularly use emergency cooking methods, your skills will get rusty. Occasionally prepare meals using only your emergency supplies and cooking methods. This practice helps you identify problems before they become critical. Schedule regular practice sessions for important skills like water purification, first aid, and alternative cooking methods.
Stay informed about potential risks in your area. Different regions face different types of emergencies, and risks can change over time. Understanding likely scenarios helps you prepare more effectively. However, focus on building general resilience rather than preparing for only one specific type of emergency. Natural disasters, power outages, and supply disruptions share many common preparation needs. Local emergency management agencies often provide updated information about area-specific risks and recommended preparations. Many counties and cities publish emergency preparedness guides tailored to local conditions. These resources help you understand what types of emergencies are most likely in your area and what preparations local authorities recommend. Consider your supplies as part of a broader resilience strategy. Emergency preparedness works best when combined with other forms of self-reliance, like basic home repair skills, alternative income sources, and strong community relationships. The goal is building overall stability rather than just accumulating supplies. Financial resilience, skill development, and social connections all contribute to your ability to handle various challenges. Long-term thinking about preparedness includes considering how your needs might change over time. Young families have different needs than older adults. People with developing health conditions need different preparations than healthy individuals. Economic changes might affect your budget for preparedness supplies. Build flexibility into your preparedness planning so you can adapt as circumstances change. Documentation becomes important for long-term preparedness success. Keep records of what you've purchased, when you've tested equipment, and what you've learned from practice sessions. This documentation helps you make better decisions about future purchases and prevents you from repeating mistakes or forgetting important lessons. Individual preparedness is important, but community preparedness provides additional security and support. Building relationships with neighbors creates mutual support networks that benefit everyone. Sharing knowledge and resources helps build community resilience. Consider how you might help others while protecting your own family's security. Having extra supplies allows you to assist neighbors in need, which builds goodwill and strengthens community bonds. However, balance generosity with prudent resource management to ensure your family's needs remain covered. Discretion about your preparedness level helps avoid unwanted attention while still being helpful. You don't need to advertise your supplies, but you can share knowledge and encourage others to prepare. Teaching others builds community resilience without putting your resources at risk. Group purchasing with neighbors or friends can provide better prices on bulk items while building community connections. Sharing large purchases makes sense when individual families can't use entire bulk quantities before they expire. This also helps people with limited storage space. Consider joining or organizing local preparedness groups. These groups provide education, social support, and resource-sharing opportunities. Learning from others' experiences helps you avoid common mistakes and discover new approaches. Emergency preparedness provides peace of mind that extends beyond just having supplies. Knowing you can handle various situations reduces anxiety about uncertainties beyond your control. This confidence often improves decision-making in all areas of life. Avoid letting preparedness become consuming or create constant anxiety. The goal is reasonable preparation that allows you to live normally while being ready for unusual circumstances. Balance preparedness activities with enjoying your normal life and relationships. Include comfort items and activities in your preparations. Books, games, musical instruments, and hobby supplies help maintain mental health during stressful periods. These items provide entertainment and positive focus when normal activities aren't available. Maintain perspective about risks and probabilities. While being prepared is wise, remember that most emergencies are temporary and manageable. Focus on building general resilience rather than preparing for extreme scenarios that are unlikely to occur. Consider preparedness as part of a more self-reliant lifestyle. Growing some of your own food, learning practical skills, and reducing dependence on complex systems provides benefits beyond emergency situations. These activities can be enjoyable and rewarding in themselves. Earlier, I mentioned the lost superfoods as a resource for historical food preservation techniques. What I appreciate about this approach is that it teaches skills rather than this providing supplies. Learning traditional preservation methods gives you flexibility and options that go beyond basic emergency preparedness. The historical perspective is fascinating, learning how different cultures solved food storage challenges using available resources. These techniques often require minimal modern equipment and can be useful even during normal times for reducing food waste and creating interesting meals. If you're interested in developing deeper food storage skills, it might be worth exploring. If you're new to emergency preparedness, start with small, manageable steps. Begin with a basic 3-day supply of water and food for your family. Focus on items you already eat regularly, so nothing goes to waste if you don't need your emergency supplies. Choose storage locations that are accessible but protected. Avoid areas with temperature extremes or high humidity. Make sure all family members know where supplies are stored and how to access them. Keep supplies organized so you can find what you need quickly. Create a simple inventory system to track what you have and when items should be replaced. This doesn't need to be complicated. A basic list with dates is sufficient. Update your inventory when you add new items or use existing supplies. Practice using your supplies occasionally during normal times. This helps you become familiar with preparation methods and identifies any issues with your supplies or storage. It also helps your family become comfortable with emergency foods. Start building relevant skills gradually. Learn one new preservation technique or practice one emergency cooking method each month. Building skills over time is less overwhelming than trying to learn everything at once. Emergency preparedness is fundamentally about taking responsibility for your family's well-being and building confidence to handle unexpected situations. The 17 items I've covered today appear on preparedness lists because they provide practical value across many different scenarios, from short-term power outages to longer-term supply disruptions.
These items work together as a system rather than individual solutions. Water keeps you alive, but having cooking fats makes stored grains more nutritious and satisfying. Multivitamins prevent deficiency diseases, but sprouting seeds provide fresh nutrition that supplements stored foods. Understanding how these items complement each other helps you build more effective preparedness systems. Remember that preparedness is a process, not a destination. Start with what makes sense for your situation and build systematically over time. Focus on progress rather than perfection and adjust your approach based on your experience and changing needs. Every step you take toward greater preparedness provides real benefits, even if you never face a major emergency. The confidence that comes from preparedness extends beyond emergency situations. Knowing you have resources and skills to handle various challenges reduces daily stress and improves your ability to make decisions from a position of strength rather than fear. This psychological benefit often proves as valuable as the physical supplies themselves. The goal isn't to prepare for every possible scenario, but to build general resilience that helps you handle various challenges with greater confidence and self-reliance. Having basic supplies and skills provides options and reduces dependence on systems that might not always be available when you need them most. Take action on what you've learned today. Choose 1 or 2 items to add to your supplies this week. Start building the foundation that provides security and peace of mind for your family. Even small steps toward greater preparedness provide real benefits and build momentum for continued progress. The most important step is the first one, moving from thinking about preparedness to actually beginning the process. Your preparedness journey is unique to your family's situation, resources, and needs. Don't compare your progress to others or feel pressure to achieve someone else's level of preparation. Focus on steady improvement and building systems that work for your specific circumstances and goals. If this information was helpful, please like the video and subscribe for more practical preparedness content. Share your own preparedness tips in the comments. We can all learn from each other's experiences and insights. Community knowledge sharing makes everyone more prepared and resilient. Consider sharing this information with family and friends who might benefit from thinking about preparedness. The more people in your community who are prepared, the more resilient your entire community becomes during challenging times. Preparedness works better when it's a community effort rather than just individual activity.